Hi there folks, it's Handmade by Shirley. Welcome back to my channel, and it's the very last day of the Gummiapan Advent Calendar of 2024. So yes, I've already looked at it and I've cut some bits out. So inside it's a kind of panel, a sort of torn die panel, which is a kind of, I would say, mixed media type panel, and it's got some numbers embossed, some marks. You also got this row of numbers 1 to 10, or 1 to, well, it's 10 because the zero's at the end, so we've got that as well. So I thought mixed media as soon as I saw this, because to me that speaks mixed media. So I went ahead, I haven't cut the numbers out, so I'll just keep that nearby. But I have went ahead and I pulled some things out. Now, me being a Scottish lassie, I wanted to make a Scottish twist on it. I thought that would be good. So I pulled out these Thistle Die Cuts. Now, they're not Gummiapan. I think they're unbranded. I don't know where they're from. So I've cut that up. And I've also got number 30 stencil from Gummiapan, which kind of looks like it could be water, it could be fireworks. So I'm going to use it as a bit of a background as a kind of fireworks. I also, as I said, I've cut out my thistle onto white silken weave. I've cut out the panel. I've got a 5x7 piece of card. I have used the numbers from day 29 and cut out 2025. But I do want to cut this into the card somehow. And this is just winging it really, because I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. But I think it'll all come together. It usually does. So I'm thinking I might cut, because I think this cuts into the card. So I'm thinking I could do it into this card, but I'd probably need to put a layer on the back. So I might do that. I might do that at some point. So I'll pop them in there. I'm not going to do that just now. So what I think I'll start first with is this background. So I'll just move these to the side because I don't want to get them covered in anything. And I've got my mat and my piece of cut out die cut out. So I pulled out some nice wilted violet and dusty concord for when I do the thistle, and also iced spruce and forest moths. So they are when I do the thistle. So I don't need that at the minute actually. What I do actually need is this card. This 5x7 base. I may cut it down. It's just white, brilliant white card from Hobbycraft. Nothing special. I could have used mixed media paper, but I'm not going to. So I think the last time I used this, I used gold in it, you can see. But I'm not really going to do that. I don't think. I'm just going to I'm thinking I'll put my piece of my die cut, this one, in the middle of the card. But I would like to see some of these fireworks at the side. And then we'll place my thistle more to that side, I think. And then we'll see what happens. So I want to do a bit of this, so I'm going to just leave that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these aqua markers, which I've got. I've not used them very much, so I thought I would just add a little bit of colour with them. I'm not sure what colours I'm going to use yet. I don't want it to be too dark. I just want it to be there as a hint in the background. So what the best way for me to use these is I get a block, which is a bit grubby now, I need to wash them all again. So I get a block, pop that to the side, and I choose the colour that I want to use. So let's just see what kind of colour this is. So this is just a wee bit of a scrap. So it's quite bright, so I'm not sure. I'm just testing some of these, so that'll probably be quite bright. Because I want my colours to kind of complement each other. I don't want it to be like in your face, awful bright. So let's try this marigold one. See what colour this is like. I suppose when it's watered down though. Let's try that marigold one. So what I do is I just pop draw onto the acrylic block basically, and then I wet it with a water brush. You could use any, so it does kind of water down a bit. I could add some extra water if I wanted, just to keep the colour down slightly. Oh, turn that over. Or maybe it'll just add to the mixed media type. So it's got more water. So let me I just want to go over this a wee bit. Just hopefully it will work a wee bit. And I didn't really think about this side, so we'll just put a wee bit here as well. So this is probably not the conventional way of really using a stencil, is it? Let's just put a couple of bits here, I think, too. Just to add, and I might add one or two at this side, and if it doesn't work well, it doesn't matter. It just adds to the texture, doesn't it, I think. So it's just a slightly different way of using a stencil, really, I think. So let's just put that on and gently lift that off, and that's the look you get. So it's a kind of just kind of messy, watery, I'll just dab that off, watery background there. So there we go, just that off there. Now, so we've done that. So the next thing we want to do, just put that over there, is bring our piece back. Where have I put it? Oh dear. Couldn't find it there. And look. Yeah, it looks okay. It's not quite what I was thinking, but that's okay. Just gives it a different bit of dimension or texture or layer, whatever you want to see. Right, so if I got that, I'm going to actually do some mixed media colouring with the other inks that I've got out. So pop that to the side. But before that, I'll leave that. I'm going to go round the edges with this gilding wax, which is Peebo gilding wax, or Pueblo, whatever you want to call it, and it's a lovely bronze colour, copper colour. So that'll be going around the edge of this as well. So let's put that over to dry, and excuse me, and I'll bring this in. So I've got, as I say, Distress Oxide in purple. So I've got Wilted Violet and I've got Dusty Concord. So I'm just going to use them a bit like a watercolour. So I need to get rid of any orange that I had. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint my my thistle, and I'm keeping it inside where I cut it so that if I go over it, it won't really matter. I'm just going to go over some wee bits and then I'll add in, not necessarily keeping to any particular way of doing it. I'm just colouring it all in, the bit that's purple. And I'll bring that up as well. And this isn't watercolour paper at all, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll just put a little bit more of this down. And then we can go over it again, just to make it a wee bit darker in some areas. We could actually have done this with the aqua brushes as well. Just get a wee bit more on. I'm just going to go over this well. This brush isn't that. Come on, out you come. That's better. Put it on there as well. Oh. Actually even just go straight from the ink pad onto the card as well. So I think we'll just do that a bit more. And we'll leave that to dry and then go in with this is ink, so it's not, so this will kind of stay on the top of the paper because the ink doesn't really go into the, if you see what I mean, the ink kind of sits on the top. Just got a wee bit mortar and thingy those in a bit more. So if you see what I mean, the ink, the oxides more or less sit on top of the paper, whereas the ink doesn't, it actually goes into the fibres, if you see what I mean, of the paper. That's the difference of the inks and oxides. And it looks like a horrible mess just now, but it's really not. We'll go over it again. I just need to wet my brush a little bit because it's quite, even though it's got water in it, it's quite, seems like it's not coming down the channel very easily. So just going over with that. Seeing the process of it all is quite nice as well. Let's just get some water in there. So yes, I'm born and bred in Scotland and I'm very proud of it. I was born in Edinburgh and now live 25 miles outside of Edinburgh, but very accessible on train. On a 25-minute ride, I think, on train, so it's really accessible. Yeah. So let's just put a wee drop on here as well, and this bit that's gone underneath, we can put a wee bit of the darker on it. There we go. So that's that with these colours. I might add more, I'm not sure. Just take this away and then we can do the greens. So I've got this green which was on its own. So I'm thinking instead of brushing it this time, I'm just going to go into it. Just give it a wee bit of a press into there. Yep, that's fine. Keep it on that bottom edge as well. And this bit here now. So what I'll do is I'm going to take these bits out, hopefully. I'll just tease out because they were all cut. So you can see that it's not done that greatly, but I can add bits to it. So it's quite hard to do these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these bits away so that I can do the green on here, because I'll add them back straight back on. So just chop that away from there. It's just so that I can, now is that actually cut? Might have to recut that bit. So I'll come back and we can see how far. So I'm just now doing my leaves with, I used forest moss first and ice spruce I'm just using just now. So I'll get a bit of colour on it. Just make sure it's covered with a bit of it, really, all of it really. There's still a white bit there, we don't want a white bit. I want it covered in something or other. It's got a bit white down the bottom. So there's still a bit white there, so what I'll do is I'll get the pen and I'll just move that. Oh, it's got purple, that looks good. It's got purple on it still. Let's get rid of the purple if I can. Let's see if we've got rid of it. I think we've got rid of the purple. I suppose that adds to it. Help. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got all these bits now. Now what I'm going to do with the thistle heads, I'm just going to give them a bit extra colour using the this pen, the aqua pen. So because they're still quite wet, it should work. So I'm just going to put a little bit of darker around the edges a wee bit and just around these kind of bits here, so it kind of looks and then let's see if this works. Make sure the green's off, so that kind of just does kind of darken it a bit. So I'll just do we'll do a few wee bits in there as well, just to make sure the head's a bit darker, and then we'll go round this bit here, kind of making that slightly darker as well. And let's just do this with the brush as well. There is water in that, but I don't know why it's not coming out. Let's just do a bit more. That's better. Just blends in a little bit better, that's all. Cover that bit with white. There we go. And then we'll do these two as well, I think. Oh, wrong end. Wrong end. Let's just do a wee bit darker around this bit here. Around that edge. As well. A couple of wee bits here as well. And this bit we'll just do a few wee darker areas. You can see how that kind of pulls the colour out a bit anyway. It doesn't look quite as dark as when I first put it on. It does pull it out slightly. And let's just get this as well. Cover these white areas. I'm just going to put a couple of wee bits on here as well. There we go. And then right, so I think that's fine for those, hopefully. So let's start putting this together. Because at this rate, I'm not going to be doing anything like that. Right, let's just pull that across. Let's just wipe this because I don't want that to go everywhere. Oh, no, almost. Oh no, it's under there. So before I do pop it on, I'm going to do this. I've got a wee makeup brush here that I'm going to use to go around the edges of this because it's not got much on it. So just pulling it away from myself, just putting a little bit on and then sort of popping some back on the edge again. Put a bit in there as well. Just gives it a nice edge and it will stop it looking so sparse on the other bit of card. Let me put it on there. Just turn it round and wipe it down the way. Again, I can go up that middle area as well with it. To do that, but it doesn't really matter. And then turn it and just go on the edge again. Like that. So that will go on there. I think we've got a few extra marks we didn't really want. Now I want to do some on here as well because I want it to kind of stand out a bit more. I'll put some just up the middle of the leaves as well. So that will go on here like that, and then I've got another leaf. Here it is. We'll do that one as well. So we're just going right on the very edges of these bits, just to highlight the edges and bring that out and have that kind of look as well. I'm going to go on to these. Now some of these are still quite wet, but I'm just going to go on to some of the embossed areas as well of those. Some of it didn't cut too well, but that's okay. So just round that whole thistle head like that, and then a bit on there here, and if I bring the same up, so just going round all these bits, and then on a wee bit on the top as well, just on the edges most definitely. I think it's called for. I love this colour, it's so beautiful. Really, really nice. Do love it. I don't know if I'll need these ones, but I'll do them anyway. So just exactly the same. Hopefully it was in camera shot. It probably wasn't. Sorry if it wasn't, folks. There's always, you know, there's so much going on in your head, well certainly in my head anyway. And I sometimes just forget to move it up into camera shot, but sorry if I didn't have it in camera shot there. That's nice. And then just this last one here. I'm not sure if that one will go on, and I'm not sure these will either. And what I'm going to do with these 2025 numbers, now I didn't use that yet, so I'm not sure I will. So what I'm going to do with these is do them in this wax as well. Make sure they're the right way round. Is that right? No, that's the way round, isn't it? So I'm going to hold them with my tweezers, and I'm going to just colour them in as well with this. Come on. And that's one done. That's two, this one. So dinky doodles. There we go. So that's that done. I think that's all I'm going to use that for at the minute. Now, I'm just wondering, so that's it kind of basically set out. I'll just take it off for a minute. I'm just wondering if what we'll do is just pop this in, this number, and just let's see. So that's going to go there. So let's just put it on the side there. I'll just put it through. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but I'll just do it, hopefully. I think I might have to cut, actually. Right, we'll leave that till after. So let's start putting this together. So for some reason I've got a bit of a mark there. So I am going to put this on foam tape. So push that to the side for a minute because I don't want to get gilding wax on the base, really. So somebody asked me where this tape was from. It's from Sticks to Anything. I did get the wrong size. I wanted much wider, but I didn't get the wider for some reason. So that's okay. But Sticks to Anything does it, so they do lots of adhesives. So you can get it there, and they're very good with stuff. Now it would be good if people could actually read the information box which is down below the video, because there's lots of things I write in there and I don't know if people do look at it, but there's a bit where you can actually buy me a coffee, which would help my channel. It would help me to, when I do giveaways with the postage, but it just helps my channel to be seen as well, and it just is something good to do for me, certainly. And I know there's a lot of people have the buy me a coffee, so it's not something that I'm just asking you to do. It's, yeah. So please look in that box, because there are lots of things. There's links, and well, they're not links, but there's information about, let's squint, Shirley. There's information about I'm going to have to leave it, about where you can buy all the Gummiapan products as well, stuff like that. So, you know, it's good to just look in there. And, you know, there's things I write about how grateful I am that people have subscribed, etc., etc. So, it's just nice to have a look. So, let's compile this together before the video runs over, and it's already in 32 minutes, so let's just hopefully get this glue to come out. But I am very, very grateful to all my new subscribers, my existing subscribers, all the people who've sent me fantastic comments. It's really, really appreciative. And I do other brands as well. I don't just do Gummiapan. I mean, I like the Gummiapan calendar, advent calendar. It's really good. I've done it. This is the second year I've done it. And, you know, I've really enjoyed doing it. And I think lots of people have enjoyed watching it as well. And the inspiration as well from the sort of, you know, the Gummiapan. There's Crafting with Gummiapan, which is a private group. But the Gummiapan UK, which is a public group, the inspiration from that as well is just brilliant. So, you know, it's nice if you want to be in a sort of crafty community. So I'm going to put that one up here. It's just nice to be part of something, I think. And just nice to support other people as well. So put that back onto there. Doesn't look like I've cut it too much. This one here was on here, I think, or was, no, it wasn't, it was this one. And also, if you're interested if you live in the UK and you're not too far away from Birmingham, we are doing, well, I've been invited to do some demonstrations this year with Chris Stokes in Birmingham at Kenilworth. And I'm delighted to be asked. It's absolutely wonderful. So if you do live, or if it's not too far for you to travel, please do come along to that as well, because I'd love to meet lots of new people and I'll just, you know, yeah. So we're going to just pop. This one doesn't actually have, I wonder if I just pop that on top there. Actually, just to give it a bit more, that's better. And then I'm just going to pop this one in here, because 3 is always nice to have a nice, I don't think it's going to go in that big one. Perhaps that was supposed to go in the big one and that was to go in the wee one. Maybe that was the thing. Let's see, I don't think I can take that off now. Maybe I can. Let's see, yeah, I think that works better. So although I've not put it on foam pads, you can still see there's a texture of. I'm just going to bring that down very slightly so that we don't see that join there, because we don't want to see that join. That's better. And then I think we'll just pop this one on here, and that's fine. Yep. And I think that looks cool. So let's put on the 2025, and I think I'm just going to put that down the side here. So I'll bring you up because I'm conscious that I'm not in camera shot as I should be. So I'm going to go there, and then onto here. This one. Go. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. I'm quite glad how it worked out. So we have a saying in Scotland which basically means, you know, we want to wish you the year ahead is going to be prosperous. So what the wording is lang may your Lum Reek. And that basically means if you've got a nice hot fire, that you'll have a prosperous new year. So in the end, I didn't use this. I was going to. So I didn't. That's the only dye I didn't use. So thank you so much for, as I say, watching and just being part of my journey on Gummiapan's Advent Calendar 2024. And I hope to see some of you at Kenilworth on the 1st of March. So thanks so much, and I'll be back with something probably not Gummiapan in the not too distant future. Thanks. Bye for now.